levels of energy, and spiral dynamics are all kind of intermingled into what I'm going to talk about right now with you. So on the scale of consciousness, I'll probably put like a little picture of it on the screen, like maybe right here for a little bit. I'll leave it, and then what we're going to do is talk about that. So whenever you're feeling something that you would classify as negative, whether it's anger, shame, guilt, fear, any of these emotions that are kind of on the bottom end of the scale that would be classified maybe as a negative emotion. Now, there is a very interesting way to get rid of some of those negative emotions. When I feel bad or angry or fearful, a lot of times I tell myself, you should be feeling love, joy, these things at the top of the pyramid. And there's such a big disconnect from how I feel in that moment. Maybe I'm feeling a lot of fear. Maybe I have to give a speech to a crowd. In my line of work, I have to public speak. So a lot of times I will have that initial fear of, what are they going to think? Am I going to be able to perform this time? Am I going to be able to speak eloquently and not make myself look silly? So I have times where I feel a lot of fear. Now, instead of feeling all of that fear and then thinking that I need to be feeling love or joy in order to move out of that, all you have to realize that you have to do is move up the scale a little bit in order to move out of that. Maybe if I go from fear to anger, if I start thinking about things that make me angry, or if I get angry at the fact that I'm feeling fear, I can actually move myself away from being scared and actually move up the scale of consciousness and make myself it actually feels better to be angry than it does to be scared. If I'm angry, I'll walk out in front of that crowd with no fear and be like, I'm going to get this done. I got to do this. I'm so like blah, blah, blah. And then you do the thing. And then while you're in that state, you can move up to the next one too. After anger, I start feeling, this isn't that bad. I'm doing okay. I'm not actually being killed. Like public speaking sometimes makes you feel like you're about to die. So you go from anger to maybe courage or neutrality. Like, this is okay. I feel pretty okay about it. I'm going to keep continuing to do this speech. And then from neutrality, you can actually move up even higher to acceptance. And then maybe even you're accepting the fact that you're giving the speech. Like, yeah, I'm giving the speech right now. This is what's happening. I can accept that. And then from there, maybe even you find joy in what you're doing. So you started off being so scared to give a speech. You were feeling fear. And then you baby stepped yourself into anger and then on up through the scale. And then before your speech is even done, you're feeling joy. You've moved yourself all the way up into a much higher state where most people, myself included, feel like when I am feeling fearful, I need to get to joy now before I even give the speech so that I can give a good speech. But it's not necessary. And I think a lot of people get defeated because, especially me. So one of the reasons I'm making this video is because I'm speaking to a younger version of myself. You don't need to be perfect. You don't have to move all the way up into a way better emotional feeling in order to feel like you're ready to do something. You can move up one level and it'll make what it is you're trying to accomplish a lot easier. There's no need to either not take action because you can't get out of fear, let fear actually control you. That's one major thing that tends to happen is when you feel all that fear, you end up not taking action on the thing because you're so scared. And then what you try to do is you try to get into a state of joy or happiness before you do the thing so that it can go well. And if you can't get yourself there, which a lot of times you can't, you don't take action on the thing. You back out of the speech, you run away, or you just fumble through anyway. A much better approach is to figure out where you are on that scale, try to move 1 or 2 up on the scale so that you can get yourself to perform whatever it is that activity is that you're trying to get done. We can stick to the public speaking example, and then from there you can move yourself up slowly up the scale of consciousness in order to in order to be able to perform at your task better, reap the benefits of doing that well. Say you give a good speech and then people buy your product. Maybe you're, selling to a group of people, or you're trying to convince them to do something, then that going well directly relates to your success in life and how you feel about yourself. So finding little ways in order to help yourself perform better at life is the point of this video, and it's what I'm trying to speak on briefly right now. So that's all I wanted to talk about. I hope it made sense, and I hope you're able to realize that you can just simply look at the scale of consciousness and then find out where you are in that scale at the moment, and then try to move 1 or 2 levels higher in order to make your life better instead of trying to make big leaps and bounds. Thank you for checking out the video. I'll see you next time.